Hey!
It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in like 7 years.
I know. You were here 2011, I believe. That was when you were...
Was that the last time?
Yeah. Hey, do you miss hosting when you stopped?
No, when I stopped, it was about right. You know, at some point, I shouldn't have to know all of Jay-Z's music. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, no, but you know what I'm saying? Like, when you're 40, oh, you know all the music. When you're 65, you know hip-hop. People go, really? You know, it just, it was fine. 22 years, perfect. That was just the right amount of time.
Yeah. You were here. You signed my guest book when I was, that was one of the many times.
Yeah.
But you signed and you told me to get back on the road.
Get back on the road.
That's what you did. You stopped and you went, well, you never stopped being on the road, though.
No, I liked being a comic, because these jobs, sometimes they last 22 years, sometimes they last 13 weeks, you know.
Yeah.
And you know this, once you stop doing comedy, it's almost impossible to start over, because when you go out on the road, people expect you to be as good as you were the last time they saw you, and you haven't done it in so many years.
Yep.
So that's why I always kept doing so. Well, you always did stand up in between doing this as well.
I was so happy to stop because I used to travel so much. I was so happy. And I used to say at all my shows, someday I'll make you come to me. And then they did.
Right.
And so now, but I stopped for 15 years, and then I did a special after 15 years.
I remember, and it was very good.
So I'll do it again at some point.
You picked it up.
Yeah, I'll pick it up again.
I will write that in your book this time as well. Get back. This time I will underline it.
Okay, well.
Well, you know, because you're a great comic. You were the first. See, when I started, female comedians, Toady Field, Phyllis Diller was a great comedian.
Yeah.
And a great writer. But because of pressure and, oh, women won't like you if you're attractive, she had to make herself unattractive and weird and do all these sort of reverse sexist jokes.
Right,
in other
right.
words. When you came along, it was comedy. It could go either way. The jokes just work because they're funny.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you were the first not sort of female, because you actually were 100%.
I'm pretty much completely female now.
Right, completely female. No, but I mean, you were that's right, yeah. And there's a male equivalent, but I won't do it. But yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do know what you're saying.
Okay.
But you must have gone crazy, because I know how much you love stand-up when COVID hit, and you couldn't. What did you do when COVID hit and you couldn't go out on the road?
You know what it was? I was lucky. Everybody in my position was lucky, because we had achieved a certain amount of fame or stardom, whatever you want to call it. I felt sorry for new performers. See, when you come to this town, you're a waiter or you're a waitress, or you can get up at any of these comedy clubs and they pass the hat and maybe you make $20 a night. You can eat top ramen and do that whole kind of thing. And those people couldn't do anything. So to me, I didn't mind a forced vacation, because I'm one of those people. I always say to myself, if I'm ever lucky enough to make it, I'm not going to be one of those people who turns down work. Oh, I'm not doing that on a Tuesday night. What else are you doing on a Tuesday that's worth this kind of money? You know.
There's some good programs on.
That's my thread. So consequently, when I had to stay home, it was like, oh, okay, I can't go out anyway, so I might as well enjoy it. So to me, it was like a forced vacation. I can't complain or moan or bitch about anything, because I was very lucky.
Yeah, you have been doing it a long time. What year did you start, and what was your first official job?
I started in 1969. See, that's hilarious, because I see this audience. They go, 69? 69? It's like on my staff, I'd say to my staff, when did you graduate high school? 2008, 2004, 2012. When did you graduate, Mr. Leno? I graduated in 1968. 68? 68? Like, they don't even think the number, it doesn't even exist. It's not a real number. 68? Did they have people in 68? You know.
It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
But did you have like really bad gigs early on? I mean, we all did. But did you have like horrible?
Oh yeah, just.
What was one horrible one?
My first gig ever was Lenny's on the Turnpike. That was the name of the club. There you go. I was opening for Buddy Rich. I had never been anywhere, and I'm standing backstage. And the MC goes, okay, gonna bring comedian Jay Leno. Hearing a guy go, we hate him, he sucks! And I go, did they see me come in? Do they know my parents? Well, I almost want to go out and talk. How do you know I suck? I've never done this. This is my first time. Yeah, so yeah, that was pretty awful. But no, just horrible horrible gigs. I was knocked out on stage with a Heinz ketchup bottle one time. Guy snuck up behind me, cracked me over the head.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was picturing that someone threw it. He
No,
snuck
no,
up
the guy
behind
came
you?
up, bonked me on, and they don't break. You know how the movies, they break? They don't. They go bonk. Ow! Ow! The ketchup bottles do not break on your head like they do in movies. And I don't know why the guy hit me on the head, but yeah. Oh, no, horrible.
But the fact that he snuck up behind you, that's really sneaky.
I used to work with two strippers, Lily Pagan and I Need a Man. That was
Anita Mann. That's a great name.
That was her name. And these weren't, it was interesting because this was the late 60s, early 70s. And there weren't the opportunities you have now, okay? So they weren't prostitutes. They were exotic dancers. And these women were in their 40s. And they were big women. And they would put together this giant champagne glass. And they would we'd go to a gig. I remember we went to Fort Devens in Massachusetts. And, you know, ring, ring, get there in the afternoon. They put together the thing and they fill it with quote, champagne. You know. And she's in there and she's taking a bath like this, right? And I'm standing here telling jokes. And I'm doing my joke. And this guy just had me, oh, you suck. Hey, kid, you suck. And she gets out of a tub naked, walks over, grabs the guy, boom, breaks his nose, knocks him out. There's blood all over the place. She's got blood all over herself. She gets back in the tub, washes it off. They all cheer. Oh, fabulous.
Wow.
Fabulous. Oh, great. Great kid.
It's a good story to tell.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we'll be back. More with Jay after this. That's Jay Leno, and that's a clip from his new game show. It's called You Bet Your Life. Tell everybody about this game show.
Well, it's funny because my favorite thing on The Tonight Show was jaywalking. We just go out in the street, and we'd pick people at random. We didn't pre-interview them, just ask them questions. And it was great because everybody had something. And we didn't look for crazy people. We looked for normal people that were crazy.
Right.
Yeah. My favorite question, and this astounds me, I got this answer more than once. We asked people, how was Mount Rushmore formed? Erosion.
That's what they said?
Like the wind and rain just didn't pick 4 presidents, it picked 4 of our greatest presidents.
Right.
Yeah.
And the detail.
And the detail,
is
yeah.
amazing.
So that's what this is. Like on this game show, 2 strangers come out who have never met. And I think we have the most diverse contestant pool. Because most shows in LA tape within 30 miles of the studio. You know,
Yeah.
You get people from there. We got people from Somalia, Nigeria, the Bayou, up in Maine. And you bring them to LA, they're like, oh, this is great, this is exciting, you know. And we try to put people who would never normally meet, and they walk out as strangers, and they have to compete to win money. And since there's money involved, I'm not allowed to meet them before the show like I would on The Tonight Show. So it's all ad lib, and you find we had a guy on, he comes out, a jolly guy, had the beard, looked like Santa. Oh, what do you, I'm Santa Claus, I play Santa Claus oh, isn't that wonderful? I said, what do you do rest of you when you're not Santa Claus? Oh, I'm a male stripper. Oh, male stripper, really? Really? I mean, so now you've got this in your head, Santa Claus. Okay. So it's just that kind of weird, but it is so much fun. I've got Kevin Eubanks. You know, Kevin was my musical director on The Tonight Show.
Right.
And we got him to put the guitar down and just be himself. And he's really, really funny. It's really a lot of fun. We have a great time on the show.
Yeah, y'all are great together. I've watched it. It's really good.
Yeah, it's just silly. It just moves very quickly. And there's no politics. There's no issues. It's just comedy, just people having fun.
Yeah,
You know?
well, that's great. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying yourself, and it's always good to see you.
It's good to see you, my friend.
Yeah.
And I'll see you back on the road.
Yeah, well, for sure.
I'm going to hold you.
Yeah, all right. You Bet Your Life is on Mondays at 7:30 on Fox. We'll be right back. Jay Leno, everybody.